Welcome to 3 Minute Thoughts. Back in the mid 90s, a friend came up to me and said, "Hey, Kirk, do you ever think of just running away from it all?" Now, this is a friend that had known me for a few years, and well, guess what? They quickly backtracked because they remembered during the time that they knew me, I had run away. Yes. So I figured let's talk about that. And the first time I did run away was I was in middle school. The friend didn't know about this instance. My sister knows about it. But I was bullied a lot as a kid. So I came home, and all I know is you're supposed to take a blanket, put some stuff in it. So I put a bunch of stuffed animals in it, tie it on a string, and that's how you're supposed to live your life. Which, don't do that. I didn't even have any food. I didn't have any extra spare clothes. And I just went out the front door and then went around the outside of the house and came back, and that was my running away journey. So my sister was very distraught by me doing this, even though I didn't actually go anywhere except around the house because you're not supposed to go anywhere else. You're not supposed to leave. Yeah. So it was a very unsuccessful running away. In college, in my senior year, I knew I was not going to graduate. So I got fed up with it all, and I left a note for my roommates, said, "I'm going to California," or something like that. And I hopped on a bus and took off because, hey, going to become a famous actor or something. As you can probably tell by now that did not happen, but I did live in California for 8 months, and that's a whole other story in itself. And I do remember, and again, Bart, I apologize for all this, but as the bus was pulling away, my roommate had finally arrived at the bus stop, and I got to watch his forlorn, sad face through the bus window, looking up at me. This is my best friend for 4 years. Looking up at me as the bus was pulling away, and I was going on this adventure. It was very selfish of me. It was a bad thing to do to him. Because, again, he was my best friend. We've been roommates for years. Yeah. And I know he's watching these videos. I'm sure he'll have some comments about that whole situation. But the third time I ran away was actually years later. And I went to New Orleans, and that was not very successful. But that is a whole other story. And I guess in a sense you could say me coming out here to Seattle in a sense is running away. But I actually was financially stable and had a place to live, and it was more organized than my previous attempts of just hopping on a bus and going into the unknown. But those are all stories for another time. That's all I'm going to share for now. Have a good one.